into this feeling I'm alive. Golden eyes descending from a high. 'Cause there is only one thing on your mind tonight. Hold that feeling now. Maybe we can dance together. Can you see the fire lighting up the way? Breathing in and out, you start to sway. Standing here, I'm calling out your name. But I know, I know, I know, I know I won't let you go. Until the weight of the sinking sun, in the moment we dreamt would never come. Another life, a passing time, slows down and hits you softly. Hold our feeling now. Maybe we can dance together. Can you see the fire lighting up the way? Breathing in and out, you start to sway. Standing here, I'm calling out your name. But I know, I know, I know, I know I won't let you go. Can you see the fire lighting up the way? Breathing in and out, you start to sway. Standing here, I'm calling out your name. But I know, I know, I know, I know I won't let you go. I've been waking up throughout the night. My mind just chasing the truth I'm meant to find. Will it open up my eyes? 'Cause I'm tired of waiting. The system doesn't lie, it's calculated. The fiction that it finds What are you gonna do when they come after you? What are you gonna do when they come after you? I'm broke, no fun, and it seems that the whole world is come undone. Relapse, born this way. I'd kill to be you any given day. I hate that everyone's the fucking same. What are you gonna do when they come after you? What are you gonna do when they find out the truth? And what are you gonna say when they find out you're this way? Write a song, sugarcoat it. It's dumb. Messed up when I'm down. I'll wear the smile 'cause underneath's a frown. Locked up in a cage. Such a struggle living this shit day to day. I hate that everyone's the fucking same. What are you gonna do when they come after you? What are you gonna do when they find out the truth? And what are you gonna say when they find out you're this way? Write a song, sugarcoat it. It's dumb, it's dumb. It's dumb, Change I've been needing in my life, 'cause it makes no sense.
the director here. The voice actors obviously have talent across the board. I mean, listen to this.
Your daughter is nothing to me, as are both of you.
Yeah!
But this spell is strong, and I must obey you.
Damn.
All I ask is that I am free to do as I please once my task is complete.
So the main plot is that there's this evil cult that's kidnapping everybody on the island, including the king's daughter. Just another day in Fantasyland. So since you're a historical badass, they've resurrected you to go and get her back, and to lay the hurt down on anyone that gets in your way. And part of the resurrection spell is you have to obey the wizard who brought you back. Oh, and you've lost your memory, but it's supposed to come back to you in time. But that's fine, you don't need to know who you are to beat the crap out of people. Wasn't it Descartes that said, "I punch, therefore I am"? After you're done talking, you're rewarded with clothes and get to wander around the castle. Now right away, the game does something I don't like. If I want to walk somewhere, I have to hold down the mouse button to make him move. In most other hack and slash games, you just click once where you want to go and the character goes there. If you want to run, it's the same thing. You have to hold down the mouse button and the run key. Now you could say that they designed it for a gamepad and not the mouse, but if that's the case, why such a clunky interface? This doesn't look like it's meant for a gamepad. It's like the game's trying to merge a gamepad and a mouse together, but it doesn't work completely for either one. This is the Windows 8 school of user interface design. Anyway, before long, you discover a small side plot going on where some guard let one of the cultists slip through by accident. So the wizard advises the king to kill him. You can talk to him before his execution. I like the exchange here.
Please, you have to tell them to stay the execution.
Stay it. I should perform it. You are a coward. You failed your master.
Mad guard.
In the name of all that is good, I tell you, I could do nothing against the priests.
I hope you have told me everything. Getting information from you later might prove difficult.
No, wait. You have to talk to Tendrick. You must stop the execution. Please. I don't want to die. Please.
Is this what men are like in this age? Begging for their lives like blubbering children?
Odds or some. It came in two flavors, rectangular and trapezoid. This is a good game for fall. School started again, you're back on your regular grind, so that probably means you're chained to a floating platform suspended above hell, and now you have all of eternity to reflect on your failures and regrets in life. Just like this guy. His name's Locke, not to be confused with John Locke. That's a common mistake. Now the backstory here is that you used to be this badass warrior king who looked like Sylvester Stallone's less handsome cousin, I guess. And you were supposed to sacrifice your bride to appease the gods or some crap. But at the last minute, you decided, hey, maybe I don't want to kill my wife. Maybe this is kind of a crappy way to celebrate my marriage. Weird, right? Well, the gods weren't going to have any of your new age subversive way of thinking. So now you're in hell and you're like, man, the afterlife sucks. It's a classic scenario I'm sure many of us can relate to. But lo and behold, some creepy cultist looking guy comes to the rescue, giving you a hand. Probably as part of some sort of community service project. So maybe you shouldn't call the cops the next time you see some cultist in robes chanting around a bonfire. Maybe they're rescuing dead warrior kings. And with that, we begin the game. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is that the graphics are pretty awesome. I mean, sure, it's low resolution, but look at these colors and effects. This game was not holding back. Also, you may notice a magenta shadow under the text. We'll talk about that later.
Where am I?
This is the game dungeon.
Welcome back from the dead, Revenant.
I cannot roll my R's like that. I'm gonna talk over these people. The voice acting in this game is pretty good. Although the actual writing and direction range from okay to kind of cheesy. I blame the director here. The voice actors obviously have talent across the board. I mean, listen to this.
Your daughter is nothing to me, as are both of you.
Yeah!
But this spell is strong, and I must obey you.
Damn.
All I ask is that I am free to do as I please once my task is complete.
So the main plot is that there's this evil cult that's kidnapping everybody on the island, including the king's daughter. Just another day in Fantasyland. So since you're a historical badass, they've resurrected you to go and get her back, and to lay the hurt down on anyone that gets in your way. And part of the resurrection spell is you have to obey the wizard who brought you back. Oh, and you've lost your memory, but it's supposed to come back to you in time. But that's fine, you don't need to know who you are to beat the crap out of people. Wasn't it Descartes that said, "I punch, therefore I am"? After you're done talking, you're rewarded with clothes and get to wander around the castle. Now right away, the game does something I don't like. If I want to walk somewhere, I have to hold down the mouse button to make it move. In most other hack and slash games, you just click once where you want to go and the character goes there. If you want to run, it's the same thing. You have to hold down the mouse button and the run key. Now you could say that they designed it for a gamepad and not the mouse, but if that's the case, why such a clunky interface? This doesn't look like it's meant for a gamepad. It's like the game's trying to merge a gamepad and a mouse together, but it doesn't work completely for either one. This is the Windows 8 school of user interface design. Anyway, before long, you discover a small side plot going on where some guard let one of the cultists slip through by accident. So the wizard advises the king to kill him. You can talk to him before his execution. I like the exchange here.
Please, you have to tell them to stay the execution.
Stay it. I should perform it. You are a coward. You failed your master.
Bad guard.
In the name of all that is good, I tell you, I could do nothing against the priests.
I hope you have told me everything. Getting information from you later might prove difficult.
No, wait. You have to talk to Tendrick. You must stop the execution. Please. I don't want to die. Please.
Is this what men are like in this age? Begging for their lives like blubbering children.
I like the main character. While he is a little over-sentimental, as you can see, he has a cool British accent, is nobility, has hair long enough for a heavy metal band, is a badass warrior, and he's been resurrected from the dead. Kind of reminds me of someone. I mean, besides myself, but I don't have a British accent, obviously. All I'll say is it's a handy thing that spell compels him to obey the wizard. Otherwise, I don't see much stopping him from just killing everybody in charge and declaring this his new kingdom. Anyway, if you talk to the king about the execution, you can choose whether or not to take the guard's side, but it doesn't matter. They'll kill him either way. Also, the game is bugged, as you don't hear the wizard's side of this.
Perhaps a month in the dungeon is more appropriate.
No, kill him.
And has been with me since the beginning. Besides, I cannot afford to lose any more men.
You question my judgment? Perhaps you would like to watch me stroke my beard. What do you think about that?
Salt wait. It goes against everything I have ever stood for.
I'm afraid my beard has spoken. We have no choice.
I will trust your decision, Saldok. I will execute the guard Rand for incompetence.
Oh yes, good.
So we get to witness an execution, conducted by the wizard, who is the one who instigated this in the first place. So yeah, he's totally not suspicious or anything. Ooh. You can just feel the justice radiating from this
You
room.
may leave the castle now and begin your quest.
Sweet, let's go. So you leave the castle and get to run around town. It has what you expect. Your Catwoman weaponsmith with a hideous face, your Cyclops armorer, and your dominatrix dancing on a table. Also, I should mention this game has a full night and day cycle, which adds to the atmosphere, as though it didn't have enough already. Okay, enough loitering. Time to get to the meat of the game, the combat. It looks good. You have your light, medium, and heavy attacks, which drain different amounts of stamina. You can learn a few combos later, and you can see for yourself how good the animation is. I'm not crazy about adding color splashes to every single attack like they do. I kind of feel like a sword smacking something and the enemy twitching with blood gushing out is its own reward. I would save all that extra color for the magic spells, but I'm being nitpicky. Sometimes you randomly activate finishing moves. Bam! That's where you belong, you damn spider. At the bottom of my boot. Hell yes. Awesome. Just awesome. Now while we're killing things, now is a good time to mention Diablo. The original Diablo is one of my all-time favorite games. I'm mentioning this because Diablo really set the mold for hack and slash games on the PC, even to this day. There's so much I like about it. Plus, before Diablo, I used to think I didn't like role-playing games. What I actually didn't like was turn-based combat. I can't stand turn-based combat. My brain refuses to accept it. I always want the characters to just run in there swinging, not stand around waiting for their damn turn like it's the DMV. Now, I'm not saying other people shouldn't play games with turn-based combat, but if we're talking about RPGs, I am biased to a fault. I can count the number of turn-based RPGs I've played to completion on one hand, and I'm amazed I even got through those. But on the flip side, I want to say I've played most hack and slash RPGs, for the PC anyway. A good beatdown never gets old. So as far as Revenant goes, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Now the game also has a magic system, but it didn't win me over. To use the magic system, you have to find a glyph. But you're not ready yet. You have to drop the glyph in the magic bag. Then after you do that, you have to combine it with another glyph. How do you know which glyphs to combine it with? You don't. You have to find these scrolls out in the wild that list the spells. But often you don't have all the glyphs you need yet, so you better save those scrolls. Finally, once you know the spell you want to cast, and you have the glyphs, you cast it, right? Whoa, not so fast there, cowboy. First, you need to make sure your magic level is high enough to even cast the spell. But if it's high enough and you found the scrolls, you found the glyphs, you've combined the glyphs, and practiced the summoning, then you can cast the spell. But you still have a chance it will fail based on your invoke rating. Oh, and your mana does not regenerate. And that's the magic system. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to smacking things with a sword. The environments in the game look great. You have a cemetery, a swamp dungeon, giant dinosaur bones, giant fish, giant. It's all great. To me, this is what fantasy games are all about. Having fantastic environments. And as I've said on the show before, I have some sort of problem. So I actually went and started mapping out the island because I liked it so much. I didn't finish it because my brain finally woke up and asked me what I was doing, and I didn't have a good answer. But I still want to see the rest of it. Maybe somebody can hack the game to generate this the smart way. Now there's a good reason why I selected this game to cover for the game dungeon, besides having a dungeon. And that reason is I can run it. I'm not joking around. I think Revenant is the most temperamental game I've ever played. Remember that magenta shadow? I mean, it's still there. I don't think you forgot it. Well, that's a bug. It's supposed to be transparent, but that is the least of our problems. I bought Revenant a few years after it came out, and it was temperamental even then. I played some of it, but ended up just putting it off, thinking I would come back to it later. Boy, what a mistake that was. I did come back to try and play it. Again and again and again. Every couple years would pass and I would think, hey, that Revenant game looked really cool. I should try to play it. And then everything would go to hell. Sometimes it would just crash and not even run. Other times I would get graphics glitches, some more severe than others. Other times I would get it working, then I installed the patch, then it would be screwed. Then I would uninstall the whole game, reinstall 1.0, and it would still be screwed up. Like it embedded some do not work function deep in the registry, and the only way to reset it would be to just wipe the operating system. Sometimes I would do that, and then the game would behave differently again. Oh, you want to see your avatar and see your potions? Go fuck yourself. This game behaves differently depending on what video card you have, what version of Windows you have, and what your horoscope sign is. And if that's not enough, one of the values I have to adjust to get this game running properly resets every single time. Sure, it's just a checkbox, but I feel like I'm doing a pre-flight check every time I run this game. I still don't know if this slider does anything. It could just be a placebo. Oh, and hey, let's talk about the speed. Remember in Test Drive 3 how the speed of the game was linked to how fast your CPU was? Well, that was 1990, and that was considered a bad practice even then. Well, this came out in 1999, and guess what? Check out what the game looks like by default. Now I really can't complain about the combat being too slow. They do have an option to cap the speed, but then it slows it down more than it should. I did figure out a workaround to cap the frame rate at 30 frames a second so that it makes it run a lot smoother, but then it's a little too fast. Sometimes the conversations interrupt each other.
And this is why I have made the sacrifices necessary to call one
Why
such as yourself.
resurrect me? What do I have to do with all of this?
This game is never happy. Oh, and check out my level load times. This is in real time. Yep. This wouldn't be so bad, except you never know when they're coming, and they happen a lot. Oh yeah, here's a great time for a level load. Hey, I have a question to any programmers out there. This game came out 15 years ago. Why is this still happening? I read recently that the Dead Rising 3 team said that people shouldn't try to run the game higher than 30 frames a second because they couldn't predict what would happen and all sorts of glitches could occur. Is there a good reason for that? Are we going to have games that depend on my CPU speed or frame rate another 15 years from now? Is this one of those grand problems we can never solve? Anyway, the point is Revenant is getting reviewed right now, because in the future there are no assurances this game will ever run again. Emulating 3D accelerated Windows 95 games is not fun. If I wait any longer, this game will have me begging to come back to the magenta text. It'll probably turn the grass magenta, just to teach me a lesson. Moving on, what about the music? It's kind of amazing. Some of it is okay. Some of it leaves me stunned. I don't know who did what because they had 3 different composers, but the mood in this is as good as the art. Whatever else I can say about the game, they really cared about the atmosphere, and it's strong throughout the whole thing. It was also an absolute mess the way it was arranged. There are 7 tracks on disc 1 as high bitrate MP3s. Some of them have minor pops or artifacts. There are 3 tracks on disc 2 that are low bitrate MP3s that are copies of some of the ones on disc 1 that have significantly more problems. And also on disc 2 are Redbook CD audio tracks, some of which I swear have a few pops and skips stamped into the disc itself. I ran exact audio copy trying to extract them, and it gave me no reading problems. These happened at the source. So amazing music and kind of crappy audio engineering. What can you do? Back to the gameplay. Okay, so we established the combat is good, right? Well, okay, I thought I liked the combat, but I was wrong. For starters, the enemies respawn. Some of them never respawn until you load the game again. Others respawn as soon as you turn your back. I find this annoying and lazy. In a hack and slash, I like having a trail of bodies that I know are not going to get back up and come to life. Because why am I killing anything then? Can it even be called killing? I always prefer static spawns in a game, where when you kill them, they stay dead. Infinite enemy spawning is shit. The combat also has a problem common of a lot of RPGs. Let's look at the stats screen. I choose where I want to put my points, and when I level up, I get them. Sounds simple, right? Well, no, not enough for me. Like for instance, strength determines how hard I hit, but agility determines if I even hit the enemy in the first place. Okay, listen up, RPG makers. This may be difficult to understand for some, but I actually want to hit my enemies hard and not miss when I swing at them. I don't like having to choose between a drunk boxer that throws air punches or a deadly accurate ninja who tickles people with feathers. Well, that's fine. All I have to do is determine my hit rating. Okay, I have a number. This tells me jack shit. How high does this number need to be to hit my enemies? I have no idea, and the game won't tell me. A number is meaningless without context. How about telling me I have a 15% chance of hitting? That would be helpful. And you might think I'm exaggerating the stats, but no, this is super important to the game. Like at later levels, look, I keep chopping this guy for 1 damage like he's a tree. He hits me for 30, then boom, 151 damage and I break his fucking neck. Now that's awesome, actually, but what the hell kind of spread is that? I'm a resurrected warrior king. You think I conquered my kingdom doing damage like this? This is a game that wants you to aim for some magic stat optimization, but won't tell you what that is. Or maybe it doesn't matter. It could just suck either way. Oh, and while this is realistic, I can't say I'm a fan of the enemies just turning around and running from me when their health is low. Or rather, I would like it if I didn't need the damn experience points from them. They don't come back. The health power-ups are usually not enough to keep pace with how much damage you take. You don't regenerate health until much later in the game, but even then it's slow. And remember, you don't regenerate mana. Even when you're at full health, you can lose it fast. Damn. Damn it. Every encounter is a dice toss. You never know if an enemy is going to take 2 hits or 20. The only way to be sure is to save and load constantly. And everyone loves to do that, especially when it takes so damn long. Maybe that's because every save file creates 1,500 files for some reason. The combat in this game is medium hard for the wrong reasons. It's not impossible, but it's just annoying and not fun the deeper into it you get. But the cherry on top of this comes about a quarter through the game. Once you've explored this half of the island, you finally make it to some monster village you have to pass through to make it to the caves. But before I can do that, they want me to defeat their mightiest warrior, because hey, I'm the new entertainment. Alright, a boss battle. I can do this. Whoa, he's big. Okay, now let's pause things a minute. Now is a great time to explain an extra layer of mechanics in this game. Besides your stats, you also have to train what kind of weapon you're using. Sword, axe, etc. Kind of like Elder Scrolls games. Well, I've been using the sword because I want to kill things. Swords are good at that. Axes are good at that too. Well, now I find out I should have been bare-knuckle fighting all those samurai hanging out in the forest. That makes sense, right? Because fists do as much damage as a sword? Oh wait, no they don't. Because you can't cut someone's head off with your fist. Why not give me a warning about this? Nothing. To beat this guy, I have to do it with my fist, which I'm completely untrained in. So not only can I not win this fight, but I better hope I have a save file I can load so I can go back and train with my fist for a few hours punching trees or some shit. And if that's not enough, you never need fists again in this game. This is the first and last time you need any unarmed training. What the fuck, game? I haven't seen bullshit on this level in any other action RPG I've played. Did I mention this is not an optional fight? This is bullshit.
Try again, Revenant.
Shut up!
Your true destiny still awaits.
Who are you? So yeah, we get an old man laughing at me for dying violently and speaking ominously about my future. That's a good sign, right? For all I know, he's the one who chained me to my hell prison to begin with. You know what a good RPG would do? Make this one option. The other option will be for me to just slaughter every monster in the village because I'm a badass warrior king and I'm not about to take shit from a tribal-looking goblin motherfucker. But that's not an option. So I re-grind my character so I can finally knock this purple people eater out. And I hit him so hard that physics no longer apply to me. Huh. Hey, yep. Yeah, go to sleep. This island has enough giants already. So here I am in the caves. It's a nice change of scenery, very colorful. Little do I know, the pain is just beginning. If you've watched earlier episodes, you'll know I'm not a fan of mazes in an action game. Well, guess what the cave is. Now, it's not the worst maze I've seen by any means, but this just isn't what I wanted. I will say this probably is the most beautiful maze I've ever seen. Now, you can criticize Diablo of having some maze-like levels, but Diablo gives you a good full-screen automap, and the enemies don't respawn, so it's easy to tell where you've been. I never had a hard time figuring out where I should go in Diablo, and it had randomly generated exits. Here, enemies respawn quickly, which only confuses me. Whoa, where did you come from? Also, my minimap is busted thanks to graphics bugs. If I disable 3D acceleration, that fixes the bug, but I can barely zoom out at all. It's not much of an improvement. Plus, then I miss out on all the extra eye candy. I'm just in for some pain no matter what I do here. Unless you like infinite respawning enemies in a maze, in which case the caves are for you. The last time I played this game, I guess I had less self-respect than I do now, so I kept trudging through it, but I eventually gave up, doomed to die alone in the dark, lost in the caves. Not really the ending I wanted, but this was one problem I couldn't solve with a sword. Actually, there was more than one problem. This is as far as I got before I quit the last time. I stopped right here because I was noticing a grim trend. I was leveling up and getting some better gear, but the enemies were getting harder faster. A lot faster. Each encounter was turning into a life and death situation. Also, I was burning through food and health potions at a much faster rate than I was replenishing them. It didn't take much to do the math and realize this wasn't going to work for much longer. So, I stopped. Well, now that I've picked it up again, one thing I will say about Revenant is it has some great cheat codes. My favorite being kill enemies with one hit. Now, you may think that's cheap, but so is this game. Diablo didn't get this hard until the very end, and I'm only about a third of the way through. I'm pretty sure I could beat this game legitimately by abusing the save and load system, but is it really worth the extra 20 hours or however long that would take? Wait, what am I saying? This game has infinite enemy respawns. I don't have to justify anything. So on we go. Yeah, eat that, you wizard. I've got a sword and all you have is a stupid robe. The game started becoming much more fun at this point. This is actually a more realistic portrayal of what I think would happen if you went around bashing people with a sword. I mean, most of these people aren't wearing any armor. So I go through some mazes. And more mazes. And more mazes. And more. Okay, I'll spare you. I finally make it out. The main character should have a beard by this point, since that's about how long it took. And I get a cutscene. I'll just sum up my interpretation of what's happening while the great music keeps playing. You see a statue of a woman that triggers some memories. She was your bride from your past life, and it's implied later that she's been reincarnated as the king's daughter in this life. Essentially, it's the same romance plot as the movie Bram Stoker's Dracula, since they added some stuff that wasn't in the book. Except instead of a vampire, you're an ass-kicking revenant. Maybe the Catwoman would be Van Helsing? I don't know. There's actually not much character development at all in this game. It mostly feels like a bunch of throwaway NPCs. The story is interesting enough, but I wouldn't call it a strong point of the game. So this whole sequence, I think, is just a flashback to all the good times you had after not sacrificing your bride. Too bad it was just a fleeting moment compared to an eternity of being suspended above hell. The moral of this story is if you mess with the gods, they mess with you. Anyway, after the cutscene, the wizard appears just to let you know he was screwing with you the whole time, and you could have taken a shortcut, but he didn't want you to. I can't say I'm surprised. This strikes me as the sort of thing he would do.
But you could have just teleported me around the island. Almost meaningless.
Pretty much. So I finally get to the eastern side of the island. It looks great, just like the west side. You keep going to the east, and guess what's next? Oh boy, a maze. My favorite. This whole section with the ruins is starting to piss me off. Because I discovered that I reach an impassable entrance where I have to disable the force field by collecting trinkets scattered all around the ruins. I thought I had everything, but it turns out some of them were scattered outside the entrance. So I had to run back all the way out and come back again, just to get a little more of my maze fix. This is really not improving my opinion of the game. I do like how it's reinforcing my decision to cheat, because it's not like this was one hard section, then the game gets fair. No, this will be another layer of hell. At least this area is a lot smaller than the caves, so there's not that much confusion, but we've clearly left the fun threshold behind at this point. I eventually make it inside and get some in-game cutscenes. It's your standard cheesy villain dialogue. Oh boy, I get to fight this new guy second in command. Oh, I guess I have to find him first. Okay. Oh, I guess I have to do it again. And again. And again. And again. And Jesus Christ, game, what are we doing here? How about I just ignore this guy and go to the boss? I'm not sure I've ever seen a mini-boss tease me this hard in a game before. I mean, he's the helper to the second in command. That's not a boss, that's a vice president's secretary. All he does is piss off the character and me. To top it off, he uses just about every cliched villain line you can think of.
I could destroy you with the wave of my hand. Put an end to your pitiful existence. You truly have no idea what you're up against. Let me assure you, you will not leave this dungeon alive. So, we need to see what you're capable of doing about it. However entertaining or pathetic, this isn't over. Allow me to introduce you to a world of misery and suffering beyond your wildest dreams. Kneel before me at once, and I may spare your life. But after the problems you've caused, I have something a little more creative in mind. About enough of this.
Me too. They milked this way too hard. This game would have redeemed itself a lot if I could have just stabbed him dead in the middle of his run. As for the rest of these levels, while the art direction is still great, having a whole bunch of dungeons right after dealing with the caves is really not what I wanted. And guess, just take a guess how I would describe the layout of these next few levels. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's right. It's another fucking maze. Now this maze isn't as intense as the cave. This one is more Doom style. There's a locked door to have to wander around to find the right key, then come back to the door and repeat. Although even Doom had a leg up on this because it had colored keys. I didn't have to look at identical looking keys to find out which particular one is the one I need. And why do I have to drag the key to the door? Why can't it just open automatically once I have the key? Put this in my inventory at all, so I can drop it in. If they think this would help with the immersion or something? Speaking of which, if you listen closely, you can hear a chimpanzee sound in the dragon sky. Being like a bastard, the game is still surprisingly challenging. Here I got jumped, and you can see me panicking and hitting menu buttons by accident since I was frantically trying to hit buttons for health potions and food. Now, I was mashing attack buttons this whole time, but I didn't do anything since I was being overwhelmed. It reminds me of some fighting games where an opponent can get you caught in the corner and you're essentially helpless. This happened a few times. I thought the other guy was going to kill me for sure, but I managed to hang on. Now, I'm not saying my one-hit kill cheat is balanced, but I think the game and I have an understanding as to how cheap each of us is prepared to be. Oh, yeah, that's fair. I should have dodged that. I did find it amusing that I got hit in the head by a block of ice while the character struck a pose after leveling up. Whoops. At one point, I loaded my game only to find that the helmet I was wearing had completely disappeared. I have to. I like how this area is called the City of the Children, yet there are no actual children in it. It looks like the sort of place you should bring children. And these quirks are fun, but eventually the game decides to start playing hardball with the mazes. The mazes. I'm really starting to lose my shit. Wandering around over and over. This maze is full of dead ends. Identical patterns so you don't have any reference points, and of course a generous amount of map loading delays. This is killing me. After a while, I thought I was hallucinating, but take a look at this. Look at the top of the screen. I can't decide if this is a bug or if the game is inventing more of the maze for me as I go. I decide hell with it. Look up a walkthrough where to go next. Okay, I think I'm in the slave den, so I should go to... So, that concludes the review of Revenant. Hardly a classic, but definitely a game worth mentioning in the history of hack and slash. The thing about Revenant is... Alright, fine. I'll give you the rest of the story. I'll get some powerful artifact necessary to kill the boss, but turning him Revenant has caused more intense mixed feelings for me than any other game on the show so far. It starts off really good and gradually ends up so tedious I couldn't finish it, and maintains a great atmosphere the entire time. And to cap it off, we have one of the most callow yet nihilistic endings I've seen. What the hell? What was this game trying to do? It's not like there was one thing that held this game back. It feels this way by design. So many games nowadays are predictable or follow a standard formula. But this one feels like something that limped out of an alternate dimension where it should have been a great game, but decided to kill itself in front of me instead. Why? I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know what happened here. I'll try better next time. Come back later for the special Halloween episode, which will be just like last year. Have a better ending. Giant scorpion! Oh. Welcome to the Halloween episode of the Game Dungeon. Now, there are so many games that are chosen for Halloween, and I originally had more visitors, but this has been a busy month for me. So I'm having to scale things down a bit, so I'm not releasing this in November. So instead of having lots of Halloween decorations and costumes and bags full of candy, it's just more like stealing your neighbor's pumpkin and handing out breath mints you have lying around the house. So on that note, The Last Stand is a free flash game. Whoa, don't leave yet. I promise, there are plenty of tricks and treats in this episode. So let's get started. Now, The Last Stand is a zombie survival shooter. See, look at the instructions. Aim and shoot. Kill. Well, that's the attitude you're gonna have to take in this last mission. The goal is to hold out for 20 days against the zombies. Pretty simple in concept, so let's hop right in. I'm firing these maniacs already, but trust me when I say this is not over. If I take my time and just focus on the ones in front of me, the horde will be here before you can say reload. If they reach your barricade, they start tearing it apart so they get in and eat you. This game is going to make you fight for your life. Okay, so that wasn't that big a deal, but that was just the first night. Now here's where the other half of the game comes into play. First night, barricade, survivors to help you out. You only have so many hours in a day, and you have to make them all count. And just like in real life, if you go out searching for people, there are no guarantees you'll find. Sort of like a dating site, except instead of dates, you're looking for any idiot that can point a gun around. Perfect. And just to spice things up, there's a chance you can lose any survivors you do have anytime you set foot outside your barricade. I mean, you saw what it was like out there. I like this blend of blunt and strategy in between all the shooting to help round things out. After the day is over, you get to choose your weapon loadout, assuming you have it, and you get a diary entry each day. Then it's back into the fire. Now these survivors are a help, but as you can see, none of them seem to have the initiative I do as far as keeping these zombies back. I like the art style for this game. At first I thought it was done by David Firth. You can see how I got confused. If you don't know who he is, he's essentially trying to corner the market on psychotic Flash cartoons. If your life is too normal and you're just not disturbed enough being you, look up any of his videos. I try to provide a few safety barriers here on the Game Dungeon, but if you watch any of his videos, you can't quite weird. Anyway, the survivors are just padding. The moral of this story is if you rely only on other people to fix your zombie problems, you're gonna die. Now while we're shooting zombies, because Barbie. It's not even which I guess is ironic because look at this. What I really like about zombies is that the concept turns civilization upside down so that all your priorities change. Oh, you don't have to get dressed and go to work tomorrow. There's zombies outside. You don't have to worry about it this month either. There are zombies outside. You don't have to do your taxes or obey laws. There are zombies outside. It's just a cool scenario. The other thing about zombies is that it's ambiguous. Stop one zombie enough, so many, and they just keep coming. That has a subtle creepiness level you just don't get from other monsters. So they're not just scary in the immediate sense, but they're scary at an existential level too. And that's why I'm covering The Last Stand, because my God, these zombies just keep coming. This is a great game to play if you want to try and break your mouse. If you have a cheap $5 one, your mouse may not survive the night. You're not hearing it in the video, but this is what it sounds like playing while firing the semi-automatic weapons. If anybody in the next room hears you and knows what you're doing, tell them you're doing high-frequency stop series. Maybe they'll leave you alone then. The difficulty in this game is a little deceptive. If you're just starting out, this game is hard. You might not make it. But after a while, you'll figure out different strategies that work best. The more survivors you have, the easier it is. I do like ways to survivors will panic and run away. Come on, where are you going? Come on, keep with it. It's not it. Come on back. I won't tell anybody you left. It's cool. Damn it. Some weapons are much, much better than others, so you can beat the game with almost any of them. I've beaten this game with submachine guns, shotguns, assault rifles, hunting rifles, and the chainsaw. The chainsaw especially is the first weapon you get that's a game ender. If you can't beat this game once you find the chainsaw, you don't really have an excuse. I find this very calming. I wish I could solve all my problems like this. Now, on the later levels, I get some slowdown with the game. It's not because I'm recording. This happens normally. It's using my GPU to accelerate the game too. It's even slower without it. I'm going to blame this entirely on Adobe Flash. My system has enough power to run Crysis at a playable speed. But whoa, trying to run a full-screen 2D Flash game with a few dozen sprites? I'm not sure we'll ever invent a computer fast enough to handle that. So the game might be hard to newcomers, but then it gets easy. But if you want a challenge, play this game solo. Look for one survivor. Do it all yourself, like you're Robinson Crusoe in Zombieland. Actually written a Robinson Crusoe book. I haven't read it, so I can't hear it. But once again, if you're sick of zombies, I'm sorry. If you play this game solo, I can guarantee you won't make it your first time through. You have to figure out strategies that work. Your day planning becomes monumentally important. You really just have to hold on long enough to get the chainsaw. After that, you have no one to blame but yourself. Unless, of course, you play as a yoga contortionist expert. This mode is especially hard as you can't fire any weapons. I don't recommend playing this way. It's not very fun. So, The Last Stand is an enjoyable game. It's an intense, nerve-wracking, casual game. Yeah, that sounds right. I give it a rating of candy corn. Like the movie Alien or The Terminator, the original is good, but the sequel is even better. That's right, they made The Last Stand 2. So we're gonna cover that of 2. Now let's get the obvious out of the way, and that's they picked the wrong game for this series. They didn't have a second Last Stand, because then the first one wasn't the last. They have the same issue with Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy. It clearly wasn't the Final Fantasy, was it? While I'm on the topic, what the hell is this? Children of the Corn 2, the Final Sacrifice. You're putting the word final in your sequel?
The tower.
So I guess we're get sacrifice from now on, huh? Yeah, we don't care about words. Let's just make the sequel, right? Damn it. The story picks up where the first left off. You were rescued by the military, flying off in a helicopter at dawn. It's the same ending as Resident Evil. Sorry if that spoils things for anyone, but that game's been out for 18 years. So you kind of had your chance. That's it. It's over. Safe at last. He's infected. Uh-oh. That's the thing about a zombie virus. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So the pilot is attacked and you crash. But you're a hard ass, so of course you survive. This military pilot has a good excuse for crashing his chopper. Many don't even need a reason. So the goals here are a little bit. They're closing off the mainland, and the last transport out of here is in 40 days, and you have to make it in time. Otherwise, you can call Zombieland your new home. Nobody really wants to live in Zombieland. Now we start, and the first thing I notice is this is already more intense. Zombies are running at me. We have to start. My barricade has less hit points than before. Now you might think all this makes the game harder, but now you're rocking a beard, so that helps balance things out. Also, I realized he had only so much time to set up a barrier. If it was me, I think I would try to close the door. It would slow them down. So after you put down the first wave of madness, you have your day planning again. This is the biggest change from the original. The repairs work the same, but instead of designating what you search for, you search for specific buildings and take whatever you can find. When you find survivors, you can equip them with any extra weapons you have. You can only have 4 survivors this time, but they pack more of a punch than before. It also hurts more when they die. More on that in a minute. You can also get traps and place them out to stop the zombies, but honestly, the traps didn't make a huge difference to me. In most games, I don't use them or I'll save them all for the end. Keep searching this area until you find the chainsaw. It's not as good as the original since the tank is half as large and it takes way longer to refuel. It's still a friggin' chainsaw. Oh yeah. Now after finding enough food and supplies, you can leave the starting town anytime you want. That's right, you have multiple stops this time on the road to salvation. You get to choose where to go. Each area will have different weapons and backgrounds. You can visit every location if you want, but if you do, you're not going to make it out in time, so you have to commit. It does seem like everywhere you go, zombies just run
I
right
can
towards
see
you every night.
forever.
I would try to find a different place to stay after the first night, like an attic or something. I mean, it's hard to imagine things being much worse than this. Just kidding. Of course it gets worse than this. For starters, the farther along you go, the less durability your barricade has. It only gets worse from here. Also, remember how I said your survivors can get killed? Well, you don't lose them arbitrarily while searching them. Instead, some zombies will just run right up and slice their fucking head with a machete. Ow! I guess the zombies have a little bit of muscle memory left in them. This only increases the paranoia.
Makes you larger.
Because now, in addition to your barricade, you start operating zombies
Range
holding a weapon.
up.
I'll even get nervous about risking it, because if I do it at the wrong time, the moment the zombie runs up to kill my hapless survivors. Shit! Last Stand really gives you a sense of trying to hang on. Every day you're busting your ass and you're just barely getting by. You can really relate to this game. This is what life is like. Except instead of zombies, you have problems. Some are going to stagger slowly, so slowly you hope someone else will take care of them, but others are going to run at you, relentless and screaming, trying to tear down your tiny junk fort that's not much, but it's the only sanctuary you have against the unending madness that is outside. And these zombies stack up. I mean, early on, if you're good enough, you can take them all out before they even reach your fort. But later, it's a certainty that they are going to start tearing apart everything you have. And you just have to pray you can shoot them dead before they can get in and just make it through the night. Oh, God. You need more time. You just need more time. You know, I thought this was going to be a game review, but interpretive autobiography. If you've ever wanted to know what a day in my life feels like, go play this game. It wasn't always like this, and I think after we clear out some more zombies, it'll get a lot better. It's sure is taking a while. There's something going on with them now. They're getting faster and stronger. They're saying that they should die off eventually, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. Couldn't have said it better myself. I should take this opportunity to apologize to anyone who's emailed me and I haven't replied yet. I want to reply to everyone, and I would go do it right now, except these zombies keep coming. If I go type up some emails, they're going to tear down this wall in under a minute. You think these other people are going to keep them back? Really? Look at them. Look at this guy. Tired. Right. Taking down bad zombie guys all story of my life. Now this game is hard. Under normal conditions, I frequently can't beat it. However, there is hope. My advice is get to Aspenwood and keep searching until you find the hunting rifle. And never let go. It doesn't look like it, but this is arguably the best weapon in the game. It often stops zombies in one shot. Sometimes it takes out more than one at a time. And while you reload after each shot, it's short enough that you can fire it constantly without having to worry about your reload time. I'm serious in that I think this is the AK-47 M4. I can't rely on it. The only thing it can't save you from is Adobe Flash. On these later levels, I really like to take a crap on my system, and that's with the bodies fading. Something the first one didn't do as much of. I'll have to check back in 10 years and see if this game is still too slow. Well, the madness can only go on for so long, and eventually you make it. Here's the end we've all been waiting for. We make it to Union City, and now it's safe at last. It's finally over. The last game. I think they could have done a little more and given us a little cutscene of him getting on the boat, but hey, it's something. So the last game is really solid. It still is a casual game, but I feel like if they could expand this and add a few more mechanics, we could have a first-rate zombie survival experience going on here. I give it a rating of Reese's Peanut Butter. So, I guess that about wraps this up, except for one thing. They made another sequel, The Last Stand, Union. Well, I'm excited about this. The Last Stand 2 was so good. I'm not claiming to be psychic. I just had the feeling that Union City wasn't completely safe. It was just a vibe I was getting. Hop right in. You may know a hardcore survival mode and a run and gun. Well, since I'm starting out, I'll do the basics so you get a handle on the game. Mario Nelson. Sounds good to me. Alright, and you get to pick what your character looks like this time. Well, I wanted to look at why I've been playing the last two games. We have seen... Well, it doesn't look exactly like him, but this will happen. Occupation. I have no idea. I guess I'll go with cop. A cop is always a useful occupation to have if the apocalypse is going on. So I'll be a cop sporting a lumberjack beard. I guess my department is extra lenient. And here we go. The graphics are looking good. Good mood booster. Some guy driving alone at night in the forest. Hey, I made a video that starts out this way. Okay, I'm gonna have to plug my own video. Stranger in Need. It's on